visit our website at faithandwhatever.com. There you'll find all of our own individual Twitter accounts. You'll find our Facebook website that you can link to. You can go to YouTube and find us there. You just type in Faith and Whatever Podcast into the search bar. If you have any conversations that you would like us to be a part of, if you're a friend of the podcast and you just want to have us talk about some specific topic that's interesting to you, please feel free to either email us at faithandwhatever@gmail.com or go to our Facebook and use the message feature there. We would love to get into contact with you, and we've been having some stuff start coming through the pipeline, and we're really excited to start considering and seeing the different things that we can talk about. And as we make this show more and more relatable and kind of refine our skills as podcasters extraordinaire. So,
Pop topic.
yeah,
Pop topic.
I'm not doing it. You want to give it
Me
a...
either. Nope.
Okay, cool. So the Brothers Carmen will take the stand against this terrible tradition that's now becoming quickly a fabric of our show. So, James, what atrocious topic have you got for us today?
I mean, it's appropriate, right? Because, it's kind of in reference to a steaming hot mess. Pop topic.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The product I'm sort of referencing.
Yes.
All right. Anyway.
I don't know. I don't get it.
You
Hot
don't like?
Hot Pockets are steaming hot.
Oh, got it.
You probably eat those, don't you?
No, gross.
What about the
Dude,
pizza?
they're-
They
flavored
are
one?
cheese and meat
No.
and grain.
Yeah,
It's like all the
pretty
things
good.
you
I've
want.
never eaten
Really?
one in my life.
Oh, we're gonna have
Listen
to
to
do
the
one
guy that
on
ha-
video.
Yeah.
Josh's first Hot Pocket.
The guy that eats Top Ramen is taking like a moral stand against Hot Pocket.
Yeah.
That's
How do you think I keep my
that's
slim
too good
girlish
for-
figure?
We should get
Okay.
every flavor and just do Hot Topic.
The
Hot
pizza
topic.
ones are good.
I will throw
They are
up down
pretty
your
decent.
throat.
Hot Pocket tasting party.
So the Pop topic,
A hot pocket
fancy.
tasting party.
we're gonna do pairings with these
Yeah.
with these hot topics.
With these, we're gonna do pairings with these pop topics.
Various fruit flavored sodas.
There's no vanilla from the beaver anus.
As we learned in a previous episode.
Okay.
Okay.
The Pop topic is
Stop working it into like a regular sentence.
I don't know what you're saying,
Gosh.
man. I'm just saying Pop topic. That's just two words. What's wrong with you? Anyway, I figured what we would do is I would go through slowly the slate of comic book related movies coming out for the next 4 years, and we would have our
Is there
reactions
8,000?
to
There are a
them.
lot of good ones
There's
coming
quite
up.
a few of them.
Yeah.
Some good, some I don't know what you'll think. And I like to just think if you're excited about it, your expectations, if you think one's a bad move, good move, whatever, we just have our reactions.
Is it okay that I don't read comics, or I need to like?
That can be part of your reaction.
Right, like I'm probably like the average viewer who hasn't read a comic book since I read Spider-Man versus Silver Surfer.
Okay, so I'll start with what just recently released, which was Deadpool. I'll be seeing that in a couple days, which I'll have already seen it by the time this video goes up. But any thoughts, any excitement over Deadpool?
I'm excited for Deadpool. Have to wait till the wife gets back in town. 'Cause we're going to see it together.
It was a
Nice little
Valentine's
day.
movie.
Exactly. And if you knew my wife, then you know that it was perfectly appropriate for Valentine's. for
Right,
her.
right.
So
You
He's,
just
he's
made all
saving damsels in
93 male
distress.
viewers jealous that your wife is that fantastic.
Our tens and tens of viewers.
Love you, Mom.
Someday.
there's dozens of us.
Yeah, someday we'll get to tens and tens of viewers. And in no way is that depressing.
Now, two big ones are coming up. The first
Are you just
one.
going to skip Garrett and me?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I mean,
Oh,
I
that's
don't
cool.
see many movies anymore. Having a little one at home and being in grad school and stuff like that.
No,
but,
take Lucy to see Deadpool.
I feel like I'll see it eventually, but probably on Amazon or something like that, on my Chromecast or on Google or something. But yeah, I think it'll be really funny. So I'm looking forward to someday watching it. Maybe.
All right. That's
Is that fair?
Josh.
I'm going to see it.
You're gonna see it.
Maybe.
Excited? What's the excitement level out of 5 stars?
I don't know. Like 6.
All right.
Nice. Okay. That's pretty
You
low.
just like Ryan Reynolds.
I do. I have a huge
Bromance.
man crush on Ryan Reynolds.
How could
I-
you not?
I have fashioned every workout plan I've ever had to make me look like a combination of him and Michael Phelps. And it's working. Somewhere between scrawny and fantastic.
Okay, so just next month, March 25th, comes Batman vs Superman. Huge movie for
Oh,
the DC.
yeah.
Yeah, I like DC. I'm watching Flash and Arrow.
Okay.
Kind of. But I didn't love the first Superman or whatever. Who says not
Man of
first?
Steel.
Man of Steel. It was the pacing was really strange. Like
I loved it.
After an hour, I
did
was
too. I
like,
thought I was the only one.
I was like, am I watching a trailer for Superman or am I watching Superman? Like,
This is the longest trailer I've ever seen.
Did it kind of feel like that? Like the scenes were quick and
like
it
they
jumped.
tried to cram too much into
Yes.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Like it should have been 2 movies probably.
Easy
Yeah.
2 movies for sure.
I
There
think that they were
hasn't been a-
scared that might not be good enough to or do well enough, and so Zack Snyder was trying to get everything in that he wanted to into
Right.
one movie in case they didn't let him make a second one.
Yeah,
So
Mhm.
it was crazy. So the second one doesn't really look quite that bad, but if it's like that, I'm just gonna go and just be kind of like hard to focus on what's happening.
There
This-
hasn't been a good Superman movie since the Christopher Reeves.
no, Man of
One.
Steel.
Those
I
are
like
terrible
better.
And
movies.
those even
Yeah,
fell
those
flat.
are terrible.
Man of Steel is better.
You've never seen one.
No.
Yeah,
No,
obviously. It's one of the worst movies ever made.
They're far better than Superman Returns. With emo Superman.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean,
Smallville was fantastic.
But Superman Returns is emo Superman stalking Lois Lane. It's kind of creepy.
yeah, that's true. That's true. And having nothing interesting other than that in
Yeah.
the entire movie.
And a brown suit.
Yeah. If you're worried about pacing issues, you should be worried about this movie because I haven't seen it. I don't know how the pacing is going to be, but all signs suggest problems because they're packing so much into it. Because it's not just Batman versus Superman, which is already a hefty story.
They've got
Wonder
introduced.
Woman,
They've got Oh, Wonder Woman's in it
Doomsday,
too.
Lex Luthor.
What?
And then I read something that there might be another big bad guy.
Yeah, I've
Oh,
read
should be
that
like
too.
6
Aquaman makes
Oh
an
yeah,
appearance.
Aquaman.
Oh man.
Jason Momoa.
Because they're trying to
Aquaman.
do
It's
a
gonna be
reverse
awesome.
Marvel, where Marvel introduced everybody in their own movies, and then they came together. They're trying to cameo everybody in this movie, and then when they get their own movies, you saw them in this one
Is that your
first.
theory or is that what they've?
No,
you've
this
heard?
is like absolute fact.
Okay.
This is what they're doing.
Oh,
Like,
got it.
The cast is out there. I mean, we
Okay.
know who's playing. I mean, Jason Momoa is Aquaman, and he's making a cameo appearance.
Who's
in
that?
the
Who
movie.
is that?
He is was Drago? Is that his name in Game of Thrones?
Yeah, he was also in one of the Stargate shows.
Yeah.
He was the tough guy who didn't say much. That's how I remember him.
I asked somebody who was playing Aquaman and we didn't know, but now we do.
Okay, so then after that, May 6th is something probably the one I'm most excited about within like the within this year is Captain America: Civil War.
Is this where the
Captain
Marvel
America.
Universe implosion begins?
Well, there's a big difference between what's going to happen in this movie, which nobody's sure about yet because it's not out, and what happened in the comic. In the comic, what happened? It was during the time of the Patriot Act in American politics, and Marvel kind of used this story arc to sort of make a commentary on the Patriot Act. And what happens is in the comic books, some bad thing happens, some like B team makes a mistake, and it results in a massive explosion, killing a lot of innocents. And this gives Tony Stark, who's now working with the government, the idea that honestly all superheroes should be registered and their identities registered, and then they can be paid employees of the government. And otherwise, you're a vigilante and you're against the law. And so that's Tony Stark's opinion. He gets that pushed through, and Captain America is ideologically against this. He thinks it's against the spirit of America, and it causes the whole Marvel universe for the duration of the story stopped being about bad guys versus good guys and started being about what side of this political civil war you're on. So there was good guys and bad guys on one side and good guys and bad guys on the other side going against each other.
And then Spider-Man switched sides at one point too. didn't he?
Right. He also
Where does Daredevil fall in this? / where do the Peaky Blinders fall in this?
I think Daredevil's just micromanaging one block of
Yeah.
New York.
yeah.
Just Hell's Kitchen. That's all he can handle.
Yeah.
Could
As
kill
far-
us.
So I don't know how they're going to handle this in the movie. It's obvious that they're going to make some major changes, but it is essentially at the heart of it. It's going to be many of the heroes we know and love on one side versus many of the heroes
Right.
we know and love on the
But
other
they
side.
should really set up that tension between Steve Rogers and Captain America.
right in Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And pretty much all the Avengers stuff. I mean, there was always a little bit of pushback between him and Iron Man.
Right.
I mean, I've seen some people I think are a little anxious. Some of my students are like, it continues the story, but like, I don't want to watch it because it's going to make me pick sides, like,
Right.
and they're almost not looking forward to their all one team work
Inevitable
together
demise.
to now having to mean, they feel like they're gonna have to pick sides.
Yeah,
But
I
I
don't
don't
want to
think-
spoil anything, but in the comic, there's
Yeah.
some definitive deaths
Yeah.
involved with the story. People who are in these movies.
Hmm.
So it'd be interesting to see what they do.
Is it really spoiling it if it's in the comics? But don't tell me.
There's some people that don't like it. There's some people that don't like
All right.
because the comics could be used, right? And then I've just spoiled
Correct.
the movie.
Sure.
Right. So next comes.
I am excited to see that movie too.
Oh, Josh, you got any opinions on this?
yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'm really pumped.
So next comes X-Men Apocalypse, same month, May 27th.
Josh is too cool for comic book movies.
No, just X-Men. X-Men is just awful.
Well, that's because Fox.
I do think Apocalypse looks pretty lame so
Really?
far in the
I haven't seen the
trailers.
trailer.
He looks corny. They make him look very Egyptian. Like if you were to add tech to Egyptian, and I know why they do
Who are we
that.
talking about?
Apocalypse.
It's the
Oh,
name
that's a
of
character?
the character. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought that was the name of the movie.
He's the X-Men's
too.
biggest bad guy,
okay.
who never got used in any of the movies because he's probably hard to put on the silver screen. Like he's hard. He's not. It's
Like
hard to make him
Galactus.
believable.
Okay.
yeah.
He essentially has every power you can think of and is immortal.
So, yeah.
he's and he's
What's the point?
It's like X-Men fight God.
yeah.
What's the point?
he was basically put on Earth. Well, no, he already was born on Earth, but he was given sort of the responsibility by higher beings to push along humanity's evolution through
Force.
force. Yeah.
Similar to Donald Trump.
Except without the good hair.
Now here's a movie I'm really excited about. Any more thoughts about Apocalypse?
Isn't that Wolverine's last movie? Isn't that?
No, there's going to be one more
Is
actual
Gambit in
Wolverine
this?
movie.
Does
Okay.
Gambit do anything?
I don't think
I
he's
think-
in this one.
Is he a
no.
The
magician in
X-Men
Vegas
movies
now?
have been the biggest waste of a great franchise.
yeah.
I kind of feel like that sometimes.
Gambit,
Some of
Gambit
them are
only
kinda good.
appears in all the David
He was in the-
Copperfield movies,
Right?
right?
No, he was in for like 10 seconds in, was it Wolverine?
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Right.
One of them, yeah. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, cool. And then they either
And-
killed him off or he like.
Yeah, he
And it was a really bad scene.
Yeah.
I'm off to go practice
It's-
card tricks.
Yeah.
Well, the first Wolverine dedicated film was just the weirdest moments of like high budget, low budget.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh man, the budget's right here because it wasn't in the last scene.
And
the
we
last scene
filmed
was
the next
cardboard.
45 minutes with a GoPro.
But it did give us Ryan Reynolds wanting to be Deadpool, so we can always
Yeah.
be grateful for that.
Yeah.
Weird.
So coming after that, August 5th,
Green Lantern 2.
Suicide Squad. Now,
Yeah,
that
I'm,
one.
I'm jacked
pumped.
to see this movie.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
It looks
Absolutely.
It looks spectacular. Finally get to see Will Smith in a great role.
In an
that was cut
Oscar-worthy
out for-
role.
cut
And
out for him.
there's a great fan theory about Suicide Squad because obviously Jared Leto is playing the Joker, and that draws comparison to, of course, the who played
Ledger.
Heath Ledger's Joker, which was an
Jack Nicholson's Joker.
immaculate acting role for him. He just did an amazing job with that, and
Yeah, he really killed it in there.
oh gosh.
Too soon?
Too soon.
All
Too
right.
soon. Yeah.
8 years too soon.
Left behind a daughter. But the fan theory, and there's good reason for this, it's not a crazy theory, is that this isn't the same Joker, that this is actually
Copycat
Robin.
Kinda.
So in the comics, the second Robin, Jason Todd, gets beat to death and
Jeez.
by
So clearly
by
it's
Joker.
not Robin.
No, he gets beat to death by Joker, and with a crowbar, including bashing out his teeth.
Didn't they show a crowbar in the trailer for
Right.
Batman v Superman?
Right. So he gets beat to death, this Jason Todd, but then of course in comic book fashion, some years later they brought him back, but he is now against Batman.
How does he come back? Did they
I don't follow the newest Batman stuff enough to know the details.
we're missing like the most essential portion of the
But
fan theory.
part when he comes back, he has in some iterations of the new Jason Todd, he has a J that the Joker like tattooed under his eye. That J is on this Joker's underneath this Joker's eye, and
So why
you notice that the Joker has a grill.
Yeah, like
if
he
his
had
face
fake
got
teeth.
beat in with a crowbar, he would have lost his teeth.
Huh.
And there's a scene in Batman v Superman where, in the trailer, where Batman looks at an old Robin suit, and written across it is "ha ha 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 ha," like
And
it's
then
like a
they
Joker
also did
thing.
in Gotham. They talked about basically the Joker inspiring a bunch of, or people being inspired by actions similar to the Joker. So it kind of sets up this whole like there's more than one Joker.
Right. So the fan theory is that that Heath Ledger's Joker more or less happened, this Joker is actually Jason Todd. It's the second Robin.
Well, it's not supposed to take place. It's not Batman Begins.
Yeah, but in the sense
Movies.
that it's to make a separation. So you can't say, oh, he's not as good as Heath
Okay.
Ledger's Joker because they're technically two different characters.
Yeah, but
That's a smart move on
That's
their
one of the
part.
Are
problems.
they
I
two
have-
different Batmans, or are they?
yeah, that's like DC hasn't been real good about their continuity.
Right.
I mean,
Real
I think
bad.
Marvel has done really well with that, and all these things tie into each other, and DC has not.
Yeah, I mean, case in
Except for
point,
Hulk.
there's the Flash movie that we'll get to, and
And
it's going to be a
nothing do with the
different
TV show.
actor.
Yeah.
Right.
Then
So
the
they
Flash
have this
TV
TV show that's doing well, but
And
they're not
everyone
going to
likes it.
use the same
Yeah.
actor for the movie.
I saw it was a different actor. It's like,
What?
What are you doing? Like, this guy's doing a good job over here.
That would make way too much sense.
Yeah, like, just give him the movie.
So my question, but move on to the next movie, is Suicide Squad taking place in the same universe as Batman vs Superman?
It is now. So starting with Batman versus Superman, there should be continuity in the movies.
well, Man of Steel,
Man of Steel,
sets up
technically.
Batman versus Superman.
Right.
Same.
So
Right,
I guess that would be the start of their
Right.
new universe.
Of course, Suicide Squad. The story here is a bunch of captured like DC villains are forced into being a Suicide Squad, where they take on missions that they'll definitely die.
Well, we saw them in Arrow, a different Suicide Squad. I'm guessing because I mean they had
see that yet.
Deadshot and
Oh yeah.
yeah, so
That's right.
more DC continuity issues.
Yeah.
That's right.
Now, coming after that on October 7th is Gambit, the Gambit
getting his
movie
own movie?
starring who's the guy?
October
Oh,
7th.
I hadn't heard about that.
I haven't
Who's-
either.
It's the Magic Mike guy.
How'd I
What's
miss
his name?
that?
Channing Tatum.
Oh,
He's Gambit.
oh,
Really?
What?
That's gonna be awesome.
That's horrible. That's horrible.
He's
casting.
a fantastic actor.
Yeah, but Gambit's
Stop it.
supposed to be like real
got-
acrobatic and stuff.
Yeah,
and
he's
Channing
Channing
Tatum.
Tatum
Tall.
used to be a stripper. He's super
but I
acrobatic.
mean, he's big. He's too big.
Yeah, Gambit's
Maybe
tall.
he'll lose some
He's got a
muscle
fat
mass.
face, which doesn't really jive with like
Gambit
my.
did have a very narrow face.
Right. Very.
Super
very
high
leanish.
cheekbones.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good structure. I
What
don't
are
know
you
why
referring to?
I know
What are you
that.
referring to when you think of that video game?
No, the comic book.
Okay.
Yeah, the
Just
comic
wondering.
book, the
Yeah.
cartoon. He's very skinny,
Very
very
lean and acrobatic, and
Yeah.
he couldn't really go toe to
But
toe with a
he
lot of.
doesn't
Right.
Gambit use a pole?
Yes.
Yeah.
Staff.
So Channing Tatum.
That's,
There you go.
I'm excited about
That's
that.
good DC continuity right there. Good job, DC.
I'm curious to see whether it's excellent or awful.
Not good, Josh
Well, I'm
continuity.
excited that he gets his
That
own
might be
movie.
true. That
I
might
get
be
to see more of a Gambit throwing cards at people.
And then slated for 2016, and either it didn't have a date or I missed the date. The Doctor Strange
Yes.
movie.
What's that?
Should be interesting.
It's a Marvel character.
Who's
That's-
Doctor Strange?
That's all I know.
Doctor Strange is very important because
Not Doctor Who?
He's, think about how Marvel has set up the universe. So they started more or less with Iron Man, which kind of established the technology of the Marvel universe, and then they brought in Captain America that brings in sort of the some of the fantastical on Earth
Genetic
stuff
kind
and the
of-
genetic stuff and some of the political intrigue stuff, and then they bring in Thor, who brings in that's kind of gets us some like magical powers like to the max, right?
Space. He's more of an
Space.
alien, right?
Guardians of the Galaxy is really up the ante on the space, right? So they use these franchises or these characters to introduce a new segment of the universe.
Right.
Doctor Strange brings in magic and demons and other dimensions to the story.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's all I've heard is magic.
and the person playing him, he's one of the Doctor Who guys.
Jonah Hill.
Who's
Excellent casting.
Seth Rogen.
who's one of the recent Doctor Who's? I can't remember his name.
I've never watched
It
Doctor
wasn't
Who.
David Tennant. It was the other one.
The other one,
David
yeah.
Tell.
It's not David
It
Tennant,
was the one after David Tennant, I think.
probably.
Was it Matt? Something. I don't know.
No.
I'm not a huge
Anyway,
Doctor Who
forget it.
fan. So.
So there's Doctor Strange. Do you know
Let's
who
get
they
guest
almost?
actors.
Do you know who they almost got for Doctor Strange? Was
Jonah Hill.
no, it was Joaquin Phoenix. Joaquin Phoenix would have been
Joaquin Phoenix would've
so
been cool.
great for Doctor Strange, but it didn't work out. Now, 2017, we get the final standalone Wolverine movie, at least starring Hugh Jackman.
Jackman.
Moving
Which
on.
I like the second one. The
Moving
first one was
on.
awful. The second one was pretty
Second one
good.
wasn't bad, yeah.
What's
Yeah.
the one with the guy who wanted who was dying, the Asian guy.
That's the second one.
That's
That
the
was
Curious
actually-
Case of
that was-
Benjamin Button.
That was a good movie until the last 15 minutes. Last 15 minutes.
It just went off the
Yeah.
rails.
Yeah, totally off the
Like
rails.
suit, right? He put
Yeah.
himself in a suit. That didn't end well.
And that's March 3rd of 2017. And then we get Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2,
Yes.
May 5th.
But
That's a big
Guardians
one.
of the Galaxy was like a triumph of filmmaking.
Right.
So
It was great.
good.
It was so much fun.
Yeah, and nobody knew who the Guardians were up until that point.
Yeah.
Popularly speaking, like nobody knew them. They all thought, who's
You know, I'm
this
not gonna lie,
plant
I
and this
still don't
raccoon,
know.
right? And then once that movie came out, biggest Marvel franchise period.
That
Like,
was probably Vin Diesel's best role ever.
Best speaking
how
role.
amazing
That's
is
rough.
that?
That's
How
rough.
amazing that he wanted to be in Marvel so bad. He all he says is Groot.
Wow.
I am Groot.
I'm the only one who didn't. I think Chris Pratt didn't do a great job. I mean,
You're
I don't-
wrong.
Wow.
Fight me.
He was a little. I don't know.
Let's go.
Maybe
I
you
don't
just
know.
like him from Parks and Rec too much.
Yeah, maybe he was almost too stoic. I don't know who the character of
He
Guardians
was
of the
far
Galaxy-
better than Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I maybe I just
Jurassic
don't like his
World,
acting.
rather.
I don't
Jurassic
know.
World,
Which was
yeah.
an awful movie.
I thought he could have done it better. He could have had more personality.
Man, I loved him.
Yeah, Bradley Cooper was personality enough.
Bradley Cooper was pretty amazing.
And again, I
Gotta
cannot
hand it to him.
reiterate how well Vin Diesel did. That was a performance masterpiece.
Okay. June 23rd, we get Wonder Woman.
Nice.
But should be introduced in another movie?
This is she'll be introduced in Batman vs. Superman.
Right. Okay.
And I think what's important about this is our second shot at a female-led
Female
comic
lead,
book
yeah.
movie to be taken seriously. I mean, we had Elektra, which was right.
Oh
and
god, Elektra was
kind of
horrible.
ruined.
It's too bad because Elektra's a great character.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, she's
was
in the
written
trailer for
so
Daredevil
bad.
season 2 on Netflix.
Wonderful. Then we
What's-
get a
what's up
Spider-Man reboot, July 7th.
Yeah.
Another Spider-Man reboot.
That's with
Yes.
the Miles.
But-
What's his face?
Yeah.
It'll be the guy who's in.
A couple of things
This is
here.
like
Who is it?
number 3.
It's the Afro-Hispanic, right? Is that
So
right, James?
it's still technically produced by Sony, but Sony is now giving the reins to Kevin Feige of Marvel
Right.
to make sure that it's good now. So it's an official part of the Marvel universe.
Interesting.
Yeah.
'Cause it'll be
and he
in-
makes an appearance in the Captain
Right.
America movie.
What's his name? Miles. Is it the
My
alternative?
understanding is they're going with the Miles Morales version,
Yeah.
which so
It's
I'm
not
not
Peter
sure how long
Parker.
ago, 10 years ago maybe they made a there used to be another Marvel universe, a side universe where they could be more experimental, and they the story replaced Peter Parker with a new character, Latino kid named Miles Morales, who was a teenager in high school and obviously brought diversity to Marvel, greater diversity. And now in the comics, Miles Morales is part of the primary universe and is the primary Spider-Man for the Marvel universe. And-
The current Spider-Mans that come out
Right.
are not Peter Parker.
Right. There is some Peter Parker stories, but I mean the primary Spider-Man comic books are Miles Morales.
I'm actually particularly interested in this, not necessarily just because of the idea of the diversity quota being met right in their movie making, but I remember because I was never really big into comic book Spider-Man anything there, but when we went to see, I think you took me to see Spider-Man for like my 13th birthday,
Yeah.
or something like that, and like we sat through and watched that, and that like interested me in Spider-Man, and so I got really into the story because of that, and so the idea of like having another opportunity to kind of re-engage it in something
Yeah.
that I think probably the vast majority of standard people, not comic book enthusiasts like myself, would actually enjoy the chance to get into something new, right? A new character, a different
it
character.
sounds way better than a third Peter Parker. in the
Yeah,
last
like I'm
7
really,
years.
Tobey Maguire was awful in that third movie. I just lost it after the hair flip and then he turned to
The
throw
dance-
jacket
the
and
dance
walk
scene.
down
when
the street.
they ruined Venom.
Yeah,
Did they?
that's true as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, that the original vision for that movie didn't have Venom in it.
Yeah, and they ended up at odds with Sam Raimi, and everything went.
But you know who was great in that trilogy was James Franco, a fantastic looking male as well, who did a fantastic job.
That's what's important here. Next comes Thor Ragnarok, the third Thor movie.
Is that where everything dies, right?
Well, both in the
In
original
Ragnarok,
mythology of
yeah.
Ragnarok, yes, but there's also some significant deaths in the comic book arc that this is based on.
What do you mean everything dies?
Ragnarok is the apocalypse for
Okay.
Norse mythology. It's when all the gods.
It's also a great
They're-
level
they're-
in Halo.
Of course,
It is a good level.
you know, in Christian apocalypticism, people die, but in hardcore Norse mythology, the gods die
Everyone
too.
dies.
Yeah. There's no happy endings.
Yeah.
That's why Norwegian
Has
death
Vikings
metal is
started?
so cool.
Sorry.
It's starting soon. I
Then
think it starts this
comes Justice League Part 1, November 17th of 2017.
Who's all in the
DC.
Justice League? You have Green Lantern, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aqua,
Superman,
Teen Hunger
Aquaman.
Force.
Master Shake.
I wish.
The meat schooler, Mike Ruler. Is that those people?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Basically, DC's Avengers.
Yeah. So then, okay, I don't care as much.
And then in 2018, we're going to get the Black Panther movie, who's a very significant black character for Marvel. He's from a fictional country called Wakanda, but
Malcolm X.
it's certainly a country that's designed from like an African setting.
Isn't he
And
like a king or a chief or something?
he's a
like that?
king, yeah, he's a king, leader of those people in Wakanda.
Is this DC?
No, this is Marvel.
This is back to Marvel. Okay.
But he makes an appearance in Captain America: Civil War. I don't know how significant of an appearance, but he's
wow,
in it.
that's a really lengthy time they're giving him to
Right.
set up there.
right.
Yeah. 2
I think he
years.
got
Over 2
pushed
years.
back.
What is his comic book significance?
He's a pretty big character. I mean, there's certain Marvel characters that doesn't matter what year you read, they're big. Captain America, right? Iron Man,
Right.
X-Men. But then there's some characters that come and go for about 5 years, and he's one of those. So about 5 years, you kind of don't hear too much from him. He's on the sidelines, and then he gets a 5-year run where he's big, and he's kind of big right now. He's a big character. Had some significant moments in what Marvel has been doing lately. So I'm pretty excited about that, the Black Panther character. And then after that comes the Flash movie, not starring the right person.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, right? We talked about that. Not only is the show pretty good and pretty popular, it's only in the second season. So by the time this comes out, you're gonna have this probably fairly
Established
successful.
show.
Yeah, like 5 years.
That they
Season
totally didn't
5.
believe enough in.
Interesting
Yeah.
bit of trivia there. You know, his dad in the show
Uh-huh.
was the Flash in the 90s
Yeah.
Flash TV show.
No
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know if you remember that show.
Such
I
a
didn't even know
corny
the
but
Flash was
wonderful
on
show.
TV.
His dad does fairly well, but he has to go away, and so he's not in that many episodes.
Yeah. Then comes Avengers Infinity War Part 1 on May 4th, 2018.
Wow.
Anything called Infinity War is probably going to be great.
One of the greatest Marvel stories
It's
ever
getting
written.
overwhelming at this point.
That's, of course, when this guy that they've been setting up, Thanos.
I can't even imagine this many Marvel movies.
Thanos has been at the
What's really annoying
credit
is I'm going to go
scenes.
see every single one of these.
Yeah.
I just say it because Marvel is like to movies what
They always
Netflix
deliver,
is
yeah.
to shows. Like
Even like the bad ones, you're still like, that was fun.
Iron Man 2 was probably
exactly
the
right.
worst Marvel movie.
Because they're not
Right?
bad either.
And
they're
I
just
still
good.
loved it.
They're
not
still
great,
fun.
they're good.
They're
Yeah.
still fun. Yeah.
Right.
And they're not Transformers.
Yeah. And then
So,
comes
so Thanos,
Ant-
is that the pink guy in the throne?
yes, he's purple, but yeah,
Purple.
Yeah,
Well,
wearing
sorry,
gold,
the hard vacuum of space threw me off.
wearing gold, and he's to give you an idea of how significant of a character he is. He's one of the few bad guys to have won. He in one of the major story arcs of Marvel basically became God, won, killed everybody,
Thanos.
destroyed
Nice.
the entire universe, and then in his boredom gave up godliness and let the universe re-exist because he won. And
Interesting.
Game over.
so he's one of the most significant Marvel villains. He's famously a ripoff of a DC villain that obviously DC wanted to get out there, but Marvel has beat them. So in the movie universe, it's going to seem like DC's ripping off Marvel when comic history speaking, it was the reverse.
They always do that back
Deathside.
and forth. Yeah.
Yeah. Dark Side, not Death Side. Excuse me, Dark Side. Next comes Ant-Man and the Wasp, sequel to Ant-Man.
Oh, Ant-Man was good. The Wasp is another character?
She's the one that's in the first Ant-Man movie, and
Okay.
she gets a suit right at the end.
Right.
And so now she's gets equal billing in the
Evangeline
sequel.
Lilly.
Okay. So the Ant-Man movie, I didn't think it was a very good action movie, but I thought it was hilarious.
It was really fun.
It was so funny.
It was pretty funny. Yeah.
Yeah. Then comes Aquaman, which that's got doom written all over it. What a terrible character for the movies.
I don't know. Jason Momoa is pretty awesome.
I'm not.
I mean, he might be able to pull it off, but
Yeah, probably not.
Aquaman will be spectacular.
Now to give him a break, what people don't know about Aquaman, the joke is always he's useless outside of water, but that's not
Family Guy
true.
bit did he do?
Yeah, but that's not true. Aquaman being raised in the deep pressure of the sea actually has the physical strength and endurance of Superman, when he comes out of water, he is Superman in strength and in toughness.
As long as he has a
Can't
bowl
fly.
on
Plus,
his
they've
head
totally
full of
redone
water.
Aquaman. Like Aquaman always looked cheesy in his green speedo and orange shirt, but
They all
Jason
were
Momoa,
cheesy.
Yeah, but Jason Momoa, they went with this whole like Pacific Islander kind of theme,
Yeah,
where he's got the tattoos and everything, and
right.
How do you know that?
Barbed wire.
it's
Because they've shown
pictures?
this stuff
Yeah.
off. They have like concept shots of
Yeah.
these characters.
Okay.
Then to round out that year, Spider-Man the animated film.
What?
Yeah, computer animated, I believe. But got nothing to say about that. And then we're gonna finish this pretty quick because I don't think we have much to say about these last ones. 2019, we get Captain Marvel, also known as Shazam.
Yeah.
He's the guy that's all
Shazam!
red with the yellow
Yeah.
lightning bolt. That's him right there, right? That's Aquaman.
Aquaman. That's pretty sick.
So we get excuse me. Shazam used to be called Captain Marvel, but I'm confusing these. The Captain Marvel movie coming out in 2019 is Marvel's Captain Marvel, who's a female superhero. Very Superman-like, flying, super tough, super strength, and pretty awesome. Actually, I really like Captain Marvel. Great character. Then comes Shazam, the DC property,
The Gomer Pyle story.
within a month of each other, so that's going to be confusing. And then Avengers Infinity War Part 2. So we're going to
2019.
get a terrible cliffhanger that doesn't get
yeah,
fulfilled
What
until
is it, like a
Have to wait like
2-year
a year.
cliffhanger?
Sorry, what?
Is it a 2-year cliffhanger?
No, 2018 to 2019, 1 year
Oh, that's not bad.
in the same months. Then Justice League Part 2, so that's a cliffhanger movie as well.
Yay, Skip.
Then the Inhumans, which is a Marvel property. It's a lot like
Mutants, right?
X-Men, but just
Right.
not X-Men.
Mutants.
Man, they're really planning ahead.
Oh yeah, he's got 2020
The
over here.
mutant humans,
And then here's the end.
not X-Men.
2020, we get Cyborg, who's you might remember from the
X-Men
Teen Titans
cartoon.
cartoons.
Yeah.
Remember
Does
the
that shot the
half
red lasers
human,
out of
half
his eye?
cyborg. Yeah, he's got the red eye, and he's got the
yeah.
he's the black character in Teen Titans animated one.
yep,
right?
and he's getting his own movie
nice. He's rad.
in 2020. And Green Lantern Corps, they're gonna try and go back to that.
I
Green
hope they
Lantern.
bring Ryan Reynolds back. As
I
the
always
Green
thought
Lantern.
Green Lantern was cheesy.
I think
Wow.
once he went to Marvel, Marvel property, Deadpool, he probably got. I think DC probably won't accept him back.
It'd be really funny though.
It would be great, especially since
Well,
he makes
speaking
fun
of
of.
DC continuity, I mean, it
Well-
totally makes sense just to bring him back.
What's his face was, what do you call it? Johnny Flame, whatever.
Yeah.
Red Torch,
Yeah.
and now he's Captain America.
Chris
right,
Evans.
that's right.
Chris Evans. Yeah.
Yeah,
And that was Marvel.
but it's still Marvel.
Yeah, but
Marvel.
it's
The
so
funny
funny.
thing that
That is
was my
funny.
favorite Deadpool commercial, right? The trailer where he's like, "From the studio that almost killed my career the first time." That's pretty clever.
I think we're due for some 20 questions.
All right, I got one, and I will give you a hint. It's related to our pop topic.
Oh crap!
Okay.
Which was all these movies.
Right.
Oh, I better be writing down.
So don't ask. Oh, I mean, we could ask, is it a movie? But
All right.
So
Is it a character? Well, you said it was related to our pop topic, right?
Yes.
Okay. So is it a movie on the list?
No.
Okay.
I love how Josh is all into this now.
Well,
Because
He
you want to
doesn't
win.
like 20 questions, but he loves winning.
I
is
do.
is this character a Marvel property?
No.
Is it a character?
Yes.
Is it a human?
Yes.
DC?
Yes.
Oh, I guess that was kind of implied.
But
by
none of the
Marvel.
movies we listed.
Yeah, you already asked if it was a movie and it was a no, right?
No, it was none of the ones we listed.
None of the movies we listed.
Okay.
Right. That's what we asked. No.
Correct.
Yeah.
Does this character have superpowers?
Y-
Superpowers, not like just a skill, but super.
No.
Okay.
Is the character male?
Yes.
Is it Daredevil?
No.
That's
DC,
DC
come
boy.
on.
Come on.
Wait,
We wasted a question on a Marvel. You told us it was DC, and you just asked if it was a Marvel character.
Fired.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't play this round then. If that's gonna be.
That's gonna be.
Although
an
when you
issue.
figure it out on question 19, give me the lob and I'll slam it home for question 20.
Man.
Is this character primarily associated with the Batman like side of DC?
Yes.
Batman side. I don't
I was
know.
thinking it might be a Robin.
Is Harley Quinn
Is this-
DC? Not you, Chris. James or
Yes,
Garrett.
but female. Does this character shoot a bow and arrow?
No.
Does
Wait,
this
he?
character have a name that's an animal?
A name that's an animal?
Yeah, like Robin.
Oh, no.
Like Manimal. Classic character.
That's like animal.
Is Master Shake DC?
You already said it was male, so that would throw off that.
I mean, I'm not.
And it can't be Penguin because that's an animal name.
Can it
Was
be
this
Joker?
character in one of the older, like pre-Nolan Batman films?
No.
Is it? Are we talking
So
like?
not Mr. Freeze, huh?
Yeah, and Riddler and Penguin
How many questions have we asked?
You've asked 12.
Oh shoot, we really burned through those guys.
Do you want to ask if it's villain or hero or?
yeah, that's good. Is this character a villain?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So did we say it was a movie?
No, it's not.
We didn't ask
It's
that.
a character.
Right. It's a character. I mean, did we ask if it had a movie made about it already?
It wasn't one of the movies we talked about, and it wasn't a pre-Nolan. I guess it could have been a Nolan movie. I kind of messed that up, but a character that is.
We did not ask if it's from a
Well, I'm
movie
saying, like
or
we
if-
say, like
Does this character wear a mask? Most of the time, famously so.
I would say no.
Hmm.
Like he can put one on if he needs to
Okay.
So
for
you said villain, right?
a specific situation.
I was trying to see, like, get rid of
Scarecrow?
like, Scarecrow, but also
Yeah, I
the
would
big
say
buff one.
he doesn't wear a mask like Scarecrow.
Okay.
Yeah, Scarecrow's
Two-Face.
mask is part of his character.
Two-Face. There we go.
Um,
But that would have been pre-Nolan Batman character because Two-Face was in Batman 4. Batman and Robin. Terrible George Clooney Batman movie.
okay.
so good.
I should say.
Do you got to make a correction?
I should say this character existed.
Okay. But wasn't a primary.
Right.
Okay.
So it could be Two Face.
No. That would have been one of the primary villains of...
Well,
One of
but I
those.
mean, is like he's part of the DC universe, so whether or not he existed before he did exist before the Nolan movies.
I'm just saying, was he in one of the pre-Nolan movies? In
Yes.
it?
Oh, in one of the pre-Nolan movies?
Yeah.
No,
No.
he wasn't.
There we go. That's
Yeah.
what I was getting
So
at.
no Two Face then.
But they didn't invent him after
Gotcha.
that.
Yeah.
I have no idea what that means. I'm still gonna win.
But he's a villain
He's a villain.
and probably a Batman.
And doesn't have
movie.
superpowers.
Bane didn't have superpowers.
So I mean, Mr.
Correct.
Freeze can't work because he was in one of those movies.
But Bane has a mask on, I would say.
Yeah.
And a cool voice.
What about who's the leader guy?
The leader? What
The
do you mean?
leader of the League of Assassins.
Ra's al Ghul.
Ra's
Ra's
al
al
Ghul.
Wow, I don't know where that came from.
That was pretty
I think I already just won.
Is that your answer?
Is it Ra's al Ghul?
It is Ra's.
Yes! Oh my gosh!
Oh my
That
god.
was Garrett's answer. That was Garrett's answer.
Definitely my answer.
The funny thing is, I
am
picked
so
that
smart.
out like before we even.
I am so
I
smart.
knew what the or the pop topic was.
SMRT. I mean SMART.
But it's kind of funny you've gotten that answer.
I really like Ra's al
Ra's al
Ghul
Ghul.
from the Batman cartoon. Actually,
Oh, yeah.
growing up, he was an awesome villain in the
Yeah,
Batman
and, like he
cartoon.
puts a mask on in.
When he
There's
fights
times.
or something.
Yeah, but it's not really part
When
of.
he's
his
going all
character.
ninja.
Yeah,
He's pretty good on the arrow. That's how I knew about it.
yeah. I kind of like the Arrow one better in some ways.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, guys, it seems like we are coming to an end of our podcast episode number 4. We're really glad that we were able to join you guys today. So if you want to go ahead and plug yourselves and kind of where you're at, and I'll wrap us up in a sec. So,
Yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube video, and you can comment in the comment section below
about how great I am at 20 questions.
on
is
anything
preferred.
that you want in any of our episodes. Check me out on Twitter at TStudentLife. Also, I have a YouTube channel kind of for students, and you can check that out, Transformational Student Life.
You can find me on Twitter at James Yuile, Yuile. But if you wanted to direct anything my way, honestly, I'd really prefer right now just getting traffic to the website, faithandwhatever.com, the Facebook website as well, facebook.com/faithandwhatever. But catch me on Twitter, and like and subscribe everywhere if you would, please, and comment on the YouTube channel. That would be great to comment in our videos, and we'll read those as best as we can. And we'd love questions from friends of the podcast, from anybody who wants to send a question our way. We'll fit it into the podcast as best as we can. And, look forward to the summer where each of us is going to be adding a little bit more to this venture, utilizing our own personal backgrounds and interests a bit more niche style. But until then, just find me on Twitter.
And he's at Marion Ranch for Chris Carmen, and I'm at Josh_Carmen there. A quick plug. Been into this music scene lately. There, if you don't know a little bit more, I'm a big house head, and a track that I'm really liking right now is Ghost Effects "Move You" by a gentleman. He did remixed by a gentleman named Chris Cazares. So do me a favor, go to SoundCloud.com and /Chris CAZ. Let's see how you spell his last name. CAZAR, easy. So Cazares basically is what it looks like, and give that a listen. So we appreciate you stopping by and hanging out with us today, and we look forward to chatting with you guys again soon.
Good night.